All right, let's dive into something that, let's be honest, a lot of us do, but maybe don't really talk about. We're going to unpack the whole habit of talking to ourselves.
I mean, really, think about it for a second. You're at home, maybe you're working through a tough problem, or just trying to remember what to buy at the store, and you realize you're actually narrating the whole thing out loud. Sound familiar?
If you're nodding along right now, hey, don't sweat it. You are far from the only one. It's an incredibly common human thing to do, and today we're going to explore why it's not just totally normal, but it might even be a sign of a seriously active mind. But first, we've got to tackle the big elephant in the room. Because for a long time, society has had a, well, let's just say a not-so-flattering view of people who talk to themselves.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've seen it in the movies, you've heard all the jokes. It's always portrayed as the first sign someone is losing their grip on reality. And that stigma? It's powerful. It's probably why most of us clam up the second we realize we're doing it in public.
But what if that whole stigma is just completely off base? This quote really nails it. Talking to yourself isn't a sign of something being wrong. It can actually be a sign that your mind is trying to understand. So instead of being a sign of chaos, it's actually a tool for creating order. It's literally your brain trying to tidy up a bit.
So okay, let's just push that myth aside for a second and look at what is actually happening in your brain. Because this isn't some kind of weird glitch. Nope, it's a feature. So here's the bottom line. Self-talk is basically just thinking out loud. You're taking that jumbled, high-speed train of thought that's normally just racing around inside your head, and you're giving it structure by actually verbalizing it. It's an externalized cognitive process, which is really just a fancy way of saying you're using your voice to help you think.
You can think of it like a Swiss Army knife for your brain. Seriously, it helps you process thoughts because you're forced to make them into actual coherent sentences. It helps you solve problems. I mean, who hasn't talked themselves through building IKEA furniture? It's also fantastic for regulating emotions. You know that little, okay, you can do this, pep talk? That has a real measurable effect. And finally, it's a huge boost for self-awareness, helping you understand what you truly think and feel about something.
But, this goes way deeper than just simple organization. This is actually a way of engaging in a higher form of thinking.
Just think about the difference for a second. Your regular inner monologue can be all over the map. It's passive, it's abstract, sometimes it's just a total jumble of ideas. But when you start talking to yourself out loud, you force all that chaos into a nice, structured, linear form. It becomes active. You're not just thinking anymore, you're directing your thoughts.
This is the perfect way to put it. Thinking about going to the gym is one thing. But actually saying out loud, okay, first I'm going to pack my bag, then I'll drive over after work, and I'm going to start with the treadmill. Well, that whole verbal process turns a vague notion into a solid, actionable plan.
So let's be really clear here. Engaging in this kind of dialogue with yourself is not a weakness. According to all the research, it's actually a characteristic of people with really active minds. It's a sign that you are deep in thought. You're processing, you're reflecting, and you're guiding yourself.
So, what's the big takeaway here? How should you start to look at this, in yourself and maybe in other people from now on?
Let's just put it all together. Self-talk is not, I repeat, not a sign of instability. It's a powerful tool for your brain. It's how we sort through our thoughts and manage our emotions. And far from being some kind of weakness, it's very often a hallmark of intelligent, super self-aware people. So the next time you catch yourself having a little chat with an audience of one, don't stop. Don't feel embarrassed. Instead, listen. That solitary voice is actually the sound of your own intelligence hard at work. The real question you should be asking yourself isn't, am I crazy? It's, what is it that I'm trying to figure out right now?